Let me say Happy New Year one more time before we get to more developments already in this young year. Today, another setback for our middle class as the price of a barrel of crude oil hit $100 for the first time ever. Supply concerns driving the increase. Communist China, other nations dramatically increasing their demand for oil as global competition for commodities increases. The high cost of crude oil, of course, isn't the only threat to this nation's working men and women and their families. American workers continue to lose ground. Real wages are dropping. Factory production is down. As Bill Tucker now reports, there are new concerns and rising concerns tonight on whether American manufacturing can ever recover.
U.S. manufacturing appears to be in trouble. There was a sudden, unexpected downturn in production last month. The news comes only 2 weeks after President Bush warned of some economic trouble on the horizon.
I fully understand the pinch some of your folks are going to feel. And having said that, this economy is pretty good. Definitely some storm clouds and concerns. But the underpinning is good.
But from 1997 through 2006, manufacturing output in this country fell. At the same time, imports from foreign manufacturers rose more than 58%, and factory employment declined, falling from 17 million in January of 1997 to 14 million in December of 2006. Sectors that lost ground included telecom hardware, aircraft engines, semiconductors, medical equipment, and pharmaceuticals.
The question of whether we can pull out of this nosedive is really the $64,000 question, because the faster our manufacturing base shrinks, the less capacity we have to generate the output.
Dave Frengel represents a broad alliance of companies lobbying for reforms in trade policy.
They're losing not because they're not doing the microeconomics right, not because they're not doing innovation and lean manufacturing, but because they've been cheated, because they're competing against subsidized imports.
Workers feel the pinch too, not only in a lack of job security, but in their paychecks. A fact that even ardent free trade economist Paul Krugman recently conceded in the New York Times. Quote, "It's hard to avoid the conclusion that growing U.S. trade with third world countries reduces the real wages of many and perhaps most workers in this country. Those who are worried about trade have a point."
And those in the manufacturing sector worry that as output declines and the shift to foreign manufacturers continues, America will lose its next edge, which is the innovative edge, because as one manufacturer put it, Lou, you can't innovate if you don't have something to innovate.
Yeah, Paul Krugman, a well-respected economist, ideologically liberal, but acknowledging that the reflexive nonsense about free trade at any price, those days are over. It is to me stunning to see those numbers. The reaction on the part of the Commerce Department, this administration, to continue to simply say, to hear George Bush say, the underpinnings of the economy are great. There are storm clouds on the horizon, and I understand the pinch that some people are in, but everything's fine. What in the world are people to make of a statement like that by the President of the United States?
Well, Lou, you coined the phrase faith-based trade policies. That's a lot of what this is. People believe fair trade is good. They ignore the evidence. They ignore the empirical facts that are put in front of them and say, no, it's okay because it has to be okay.
The fact is today, we're looking at gold at a 28-year high. We're looking at a new record for the euro against the dollar at an all-time low against the euro, falling against most other major currencies, nearly all of them. We're looking at crude oil, sitting there right at $100 a barrel. And we've got candidates in Iowa, presidential candidates seeking their party's nomination, talking about nonsense and blathering instead of dealing with the real issues that are going to shape this country for decades to come. I cannot for the life of me figure out what is taking people so long to come to terms with the reality that is literally crushing the prospects for prosperity and for the middle class dream in this country.
Well, medium-sized manufacturers, Lou, will tell you they've known this reality all along. Dave Frengel says, we know this is a fact. Coalition for Prosperous America says it's a fact. It's bad out there. But you have the international manufacturers who are saying, No, everything's fine. It's okay.
Oh, believe me, I know that. The National Association of Manufacturing absolutely concentrating a website to me because they don't like my criticism of their what I consider to be absolutely nihilistic policies. It's their way, or it is anything but the American way. And it's a tragedy that we've reached this state. And these candidates have got to begin to deal with that reality. But that means, of course, upsetting a lot of their contributors, those who donate to them, and of course, the orthodoxies they've signed on to. Bill Tucker, thank you very much. We're going to try to find some better news for everybody here tonight, I promise. But first, a dubious milestone. And I'm saying to the producers right now, find some good news. We need it. It's a new year. A dubious milestone for free trade advocates. The last trade barriers between the United States and Mexico under NAFTA expired yesterday. President Bill Clinton signed NAFTA, of course. It was implemented 14 years ago. Since then, NAFTA hasn't lived up to the promises of its supporters, either north or south of the border. And the greatest disappointment, of course, for those in Mexico and in this country who've just simply lost their jobs. Coming up next, as the presidential campaign intensifies, there's already speculation about which of these candidates will survive the early primary decisions. We'll be talking about that with three of the country's best political analysts. Also, Senator Clinton apparently takes a swipe at me. She says that I'm full of hot air on the issue of illegal immigration. Well, I'll have a few thoughts and perhaps breathe a little life into her thoughts on illegal immigration. Mayor Michael Bloomberg says he doesn't agree with me on anything. Mr. Mayor, I respectfully contend that you are incorrect, at least in one instance. We'll have all of that and a great deal more. Coming up next, stay with us. We're coming right back.